Well, back to Fog Wrestling. We did SmackDown, and now it's on to Monday Night Raw. And 2021, oh yes, that's no there. This is going to be called
These are the best, good, alright, bad, the worst. Now keep in mind, this is more focused on their current performances in WWE. It's not on their career. It's based on how we currently view them. So,
like within like the last couple, years, months. Well,
but it's more, basically kind of over the last year. But it is more to do with this year, 2021,
and a wee bit will be factored in of the.
Yeah, obviously, if you've fucking won like 25 World Championships, we kind of take that into consideration a wee bit. But at the moment, for me, it's more or less just what they're doing at the moment. And I want to make that clear because, first of all, we've got
AJ Styles, and I'm putting him in the worst.
I've got to put him in the worst too. I mean, I like AJ Styles, I think he's great. But to me, I've never seen a career go. Well, maybe there has been careers, I don't know. But I mean, when this guy came in, felt like a massive deal after being a TNA guy for well over a decade. Went and had big matches in Japan or whatever. Gets signed to WWE. Never thought it was going to happen. Debuts at the Rumble. Surprised. Did not expect it. I mean, how often are you really surprised? Like a shocking return at the Rumble. Well, this isn't really a return. It's more of a debut. But still, has a good Rumble. Has a really good feud with Reigns. Moves to SmackDown. Comes World Champion. Has a great feud with Cena. Has a series of great matches with Cena. Feels big time. Feels legit. Feels like he's one of the new top stars of the WWE. Had a great match with Brock Lesnar. The guy's great, but I mean, over the last year, they've done absolutely nothing with him. And at the moment, he's hanging around with some 7'5" black ninja. I just don't see where it's going. I really don't. He's got the soccer mum haircut. I mean, maybe he's always had that, but still, I just don't see where AJ Styles is going. He's legit went from, the face that runs the place or whatever. He's legit went from a main eventer, a guy that feels a bit like a star, to a guy that is just on the roster. And it's sad that I have to put him in the worst, but it's true.
Alright, next up we have Akira Tozawa.
Worst.
And out of respect,
due to the fact that AJ's a bit of a legend, I guess, I'll have to put him.
Bit of a legend. Right, next up, and probably no one in SmackDown made the top two, but I'm going to go ahead here and say good. But I think some people would put. Were you debating best here or what?
No, because I think they'd be best. Like, it would need to be fucking, you're doing must-see television, which I don't think's the case, but, I mean, I've always thought...
Put it this way, it's the most must-see of Raw, but
to me,
me taking a shit's must-see.
I've always thought Alexa Bliss is the best woman in wrestling for the last... I'd say decade at least. I mean, I can't...
since she came into it, that's what I meant.
Yeah, well, since she came into it, since 2006, I mean, I think she's always
16.
been... 2016, so I think she's easily been the best. And you can say, maybe she doesn't have the fucking in-ring capabilities of like a Sasha Banks or a Bayley, but I mean, who gives a shit, right? It's all about who looks the part and who can speak on the mic and shit like that. And to me, she's there. So,
yep.
Stuff with the Fiend, it's really new, it's really interesting. Recently, been in a feud with Randy Orton, the Fireball thing, and then the whole Alexa's Playground, Firefly Funhouse. It's new, it's interesting, right? It's something different. And to me, even if I thought it was god-awful, which I don't, but even if I did, it would still stick out more in my mind, because I would rather see like a new segment that I thought was awful than a 5-minute fucking boring match that we've seen every other week. So, but I think the stuff is good.
I'm just going to highlight Alexa Bliss, good, but this is a problem with WWE. Look at these two. Look how fucking similar they look.
I don't know who the fuck it are.
Right, well, he is...
Is that the fat Strada guy?
What's his name? But look. See, we always
Selena Vegas?
Yes, him.
Manager?
I don't know, I can't remember his name.
Andrade,
and then that is... the other... But look...
I
know who it is. But is that, but does that not highlight what's wrong with this company?
In my opinion, both of these guys are going to worse, right? Now, people say that Andrade's the next Eddie Guerrero. Definitely not, right? The guy's garbage. I mean, it's just not good. Did he get a push? I mean, there was a time where like Andrade was like one of the main things on Raw. About a year ago, he was Angel Garza. That's all the guy name.
Yes.
To me, no, awful.
But what? They don't even look. They're both wearing white. They've literally got the same like hair and fucking mustache combo. Change them up. I mean, fuck me. What? Right, next up though, we have
This
Asuka.
my placement might surprise you, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Asuka's alright.
Yeah, I think...
The reason I think Asuka's alright, kind of like Nakamura, like what see when it's not racist or whatever, or xenophobic or whatever, but see when someone's English isn't good and they try and cut English promos, it does, I think to me, it makes the promos interesting. I mean, she's going to cut a better promo than fucking like a Tamina Snuka is. For the simple fact, in Natalia, because the simple fact, or a Bailey, because they're just bored as fuck, whereas just seeing Asuka struggling with words alone is going to make it interesting. Plus, I think her style, I think her ring style's different from everyone else's. To me, just got like kind of a legit, maybe she's a fucking legit fighter, I don't know, but I think her ring style's a wee bit different, and then obviously she's got a weird look to her. It does look good, like, I mean, Charlotte Flair shouldn't have stopped that streak. I mean, Charlotte Flair fucking ruins everything, but no, I think Asuka's alright. Like, I mean, don't think she's great, but I definitely think she's alright.
Next up, though, we have got the man.
Since she hasn't been around for the way she surrendered the belt.
Pish.
Oh, you going to be a mother? I mean, and obviously, she's like, you going to be a champion, I'm going to be a mother. It was like, what? I mean,
the man's now a mom. Fuck off with that pish. The worst.
I'm going to put... I don't think she probably wouldn't be in the worst because she's not been around for a long time. Can you just not rank her? Or does she need to be ranked?
Fucking
she's ineligible. She's not active, so...
but she was.
But she
I never liked the gimmick. Fucking let's just rip off Austin, call yourself the man. Fuck off.
But I think when it first started, it was alright.
But then
when she was on SmackDown.
Then it just got really cringy.
Right, okay, stick her in there. Definitely not above AJ, like, but no. Yeah, kind of.
Right, next up we have Bobby Lashley. Bad. I just feel like this guy's never been utilised.
To me, I think Paul Heyman should be managing this guy. I think it should have been something similar to Survivor Series 2002. They should have had the match with Lesnar and Lashley, with Heyman telling Lesnar not to take the match, although to do that, you actually need Lesnar to turn up in Raw, which could prove difficult. And to me, I think the story is Heyman doesn't want Lesnar to face Lashley, doesn't think Lesnar can beat Lashley, and then Lesnar actually has Lashley beat, but Heyman interferes and costs Lesnar the match, and you can do like a double switch. If you have Lashley going in face, you can turn Lashley heel, and then have Lesnar go face, and then have Heyman manage Lashley. To me, that's the way to go. I just think that's it.
I mean, I've just, while you were discussing that, I've just looked at the rest of this roster, like, and they see the amount that's going to be going into the worst.
Alright, well, can we comment on Lashley here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the Hurt Business is a decent enough faction, but this guy should be aiming higher than a feud with Matt fucking Riddle.
Yep. I think
should be in there with Drew. Should be in there with Goldberg.
I think Lashley's
should be in there with Orton.
Potential to be at least all right, probably in the good category, but they're just not really doing it at the moment. He's just a guy who's there, and they're stuck the belt on him. And
next up, we have a guy who's not there. It's Braun Strowman. Where the fuck's this guy? Is he in? He must be in.
A couple of years ago, I'd have to say the guy's probably in all right or good, but I mean, for me now, he's
the worst. It's like it's just there's no development.
I'll put him. I'm not gonna put him below those fucking Mexican geezers, but
in here,
I do find it hard to take him. You know, being this monster, yet he's greeting on social media wanting to kill himself. So worse than much.
I forgot about that. Right, Ricochet. You know what?
Oh, no. What? Aye. Wait, come on. What? That's like nowhere.
Alright. Okay.
Awful. I mean, this guy was alright. I guess it's
he had a match against Brock, and now he's like the only guy who has to qualify for the Rumble.
Mental.
Right, next up with Charlotte Flair.
Hated her. Never liked Charlotte Flair.
The worst.
I can't say she's worse than those people. I'll put her behind Lynch, I think.
Fair enough. Next up, it's a sum-in job, which means you can't get out the bottom category. Who the fuck are you, mate? Who are you?
I've no idea who this guy is. And I think that, if that's not a sign...
Right, you're fucking last, dickhead. There's a few people, I don't know who. Right, next up we have... who is that? Dana Brooke?
The worst. I think she's the worst. If that's who it is.
The worst up like here, yes?
I fucking hate
It
Dana
is,
Brooke.
because I think the thing that says Brooke, doesn't it? B-R-O, yep.
No, I hate
Right,
Dana Brooke.
awful. Next up we've got a guy, again, I mean... I think it is Drew Gulak.
He's pretty low down there as well.
You know what? This guy actually gets a prominent feature, and see for that alone, he's going beside her, because this guy actually gets featured a lot. Like, I mean, at least you could argue, like Cesaro or Ricochet. I know he had the Bra King, but they don't. You know what I mean? Like this guy actually, like all that work with Brian, he's training Brian. I mean, what the fuck's that? I know it was a year ago, but come on.
Bad shit.
Right, next up with Drew McIntyre.
I'd put him in bad below Lashley.
Yep, he's pish. Oh, me wear my kilt.
Just not digging Drew McIntyre at the moment. Yeah, I'm not.
He's pish. Fucking day something.
I mean, him and Lashley should be in the good, but they're just not based on where they currently are. So.
Yep. Next up with Elias, he's going just in front of Dana Brooke. This guy's had the same gimmick for 4 years. Fucking day something. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
his career's going nowhere.
It's fucking. Like I'm trying to think of someone who played a guitar or something in the past, but I mean,
Jeff
at least,
Jarrett.
but at least
Honky Tonk Man.
Greatest Intercontinental Champion ever lived.
Yeah,
But,
those two will go down and
I mean, they won stuff. They just didn't do the musical act for the fucking sake of it.
But I feel like this guy has potential to be a big star. Well, not a big star, but I mean, I think he's got potential being main events and shit, but he's just not.
I'm talking about a guy who has no potential. I think it's Lance Dorado. Fucking join your banger buddies, man. Right, next up we have Umberto Carrillo. Again,
Yeah,
I mean, where do you think you're going, son? Anywhere above that? No. Next up we have...
I feel a bit harsh that Braun Strowman's below those guys. Move him up. I know he was greeting, like, but...
Alright, put him fucking here then.
I'll put my
Alright, above these two then. I'll do it. Right.
Eric Ibar, I mean...
Who?
Ibar and...
Who?
Ibar and someone else. The Viking Warriors.
Yeah, we'll rank them the same, man.
Worst. I mean, yeah. I'll put them above these fucking jobbers, like. But that's about as high as you can go, really.
Right, next up, Jeff Hardy. I'm going to put him behind AJ Styles.
Yep.
These two should be feuding. Like,
for the belt?
For the belt. But see these two and whoever else is in the Rumble, there should be a program. Like, I want to win. You know what I mean? Book it right.
Jesus Christ,
Make it feel important.
I mean, should all the main guys be in a 6-man tag or something? I mean, Jeff Hardy just feels fucking irrelevant. I mean, why not go back to Impact or go to AEW? I mean, can't be any worse than this shite, can it? Absolutely going nowhere.
Nope. Next up, though, we have Jinder Mahal.
I mean, did they forget how big he was before he left? His run on SmackDown as the champ, feuding with the likes of Triple H and Edge.
I know.
CM Punk, one feud of the year. I mean, how can they... Like, see in 2009, how can they see him as a main eventer and actually give him a title fucking run? And then over 10 years later, when the companies went to dog shit and the roster's pish, now they only view him as a mid-carder?
I know.
I mean, if in 2009 they thought, nah, you're not good enough to be in the main event, you could kind of understand that a bit. But not good enough now? Fucking blows my mind.
Yep, next up, though, we have Jinder Mahal.
I didn't even know he was still wrestling. Worst, I think. I mean,
yeah, where's he going? In this category, fuck
put him.
What, in here?
I can't put him below these guys.
Fair enough. Right, next up with John Morrison.
Bad.
In between.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I probably prefer him over Drew, but not as much as Lashley at the moment.
Fair enough. Right, next up we have Kofi Kingston. Hate this guy with a passion.
The worst. I mean, the New Day. It's lasted too long. I never liked it, but I mean, at least at the start, it's dragged on too long, right? I'm all for stuff lasting a while, but to me, there's only so much shit you can do with the New Day. So.
Yep, and he's going above Elias. Next up with Lacey Evans. Oh, you're nasty. No, you're the worst. Agree?
Who is it?
Lacey Evans.
I don't think she's the worst. No, I think she's alright. Oh no, I don't mean alright. Alright. I mean, I don't think she's that bad compared to most women, but
In here then.
well, no. Well, I guess the stuff she's doing with
She
Flair.
has. I know, but
Aye, she's alright.
but-
She's in a segment with Flair, so that's enough to get.
but let's be real though. See, in 2 years' time, when she's been on the roster at the same time as Elias, it's going to be the same gimmick.
No.
She's already turned heel and face about 4 times.
Yeah.
Next up, we have... I don't know, someone in pink and black. I would say Natalia, but it can't be Natalia. You would say...
It's Lana.
Fucking awful.
Yeah.
I mean...
really, her career similar to
Nah.
Rusev, it'll never be
Good. Right.
At least, like that's what I mean. At least when Bobby Lashley was doing it, I don't know.
Right, next up, we're going to rank all of Retribution apart from Ali in the same thing, because they're just a bunch of fucking jobbers in Poundland masks. Alright, is that fair enough?
Yeah, but I don't think Ali's any better than them.
I know, but since he's the leader,
Right,
and we
okay.
know who it is,
Well, I'd be happy to put all of Retribution last.
yep. So they're all...
Because at the end of the day, it's people that have offered fucking hee-haw. It'd be like trying to say Heyman's henchmen in 2006 were great. It's just fucking people in masks.
better than these guys. Right, next up, well, we'll get to Mustafa in about 3 seconds. Next up, we've got Mandy Rose in a jobber tag team. Garbage.
A year ago, I'd have put her on alright, but at the moment,
Worst.
yeah, it's just to go from what she was on SmackDown. I mean, to this, it's
And behind...
kind of sad. I mean, because I think she's alright. I think she should be one of the better things. I think on Raw, but she's stuck in a tag team with one of the worst people on the roster. So, worst. I think. I mean, I'd put her. Honestly, I would put her in behind Jeff.
Okay.
But the fact is, I think she should be a lot better than she is, but she's just not.
Right, next up, taking the wooden spoon. I don't see anyone who can be worse. Actually, there is a... Okay, I'll take that back. But for now, I take this guy's fucking garbage. Thinks he deserves our time over the Hulkster and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Get to the fucking queue.
I think this guy's he's supposed to be the leader, but in my opinion, he single-handedly killed Retribution. Because as soon as we found out he was in charge, I mean, no one gave a fuck about Retribution in the first place, but it was like the final nail in the coffin.
Could you imagine if it was revealed as Edge or something?
Yeah, I mean, it would just give it a buzz. They revealed it to be him, and you're like, what?
Fucking the only buzz I've got's the fucking gun pressing against my temple. Alright, next up though, we've got... Well, I don't know. Fucking click, talk. It's got to start ticking.
Talk, you hear the clock. MVP.
Alright, I like this guy.
Yeah.
I'll admit he's kind of just been stagnant, but it's good seeing him. He's actually good. He's good on the mic.
Is there any comparisons between the Hurt Business and Evolution?
It's a dark version of Evolution, I'll give you
Could
that.
you say he's like the Ric Flair?
I know, but he hasn't won anything. Fuck. Oh, I got battered by Kane and Taker in 2006. That's my...
16 times battered by the Undertaker. Like, I mean... No, but I mean, could you say that, like, he's like the Ric Flair and then Lashley's what? Is Lashley Triple H or is Lashley Batista?
Well, he's Triple H. Certainly not fucking Rich Swann or
Cedric
whoever it is.
Alexander, he's like the Orton. Fucking very pish fair at the Orton. Well, I suppose Shelton beat Triple H. He can be Triple H. I don't know. I think the Hurt Business should be a lot better than it is.
Yeah, and it's not. Right, next up we've got Naomi.
Never liked her.
Pesh.
Awful. Don't think she contributes anything, really.
And beside Lana. Fuck it. No surrender. Next up, Nia Jax.
She is the worst. I'm sorry, Ali. You thought you were getting that last spot.
That's why I
but
said, fat bitch.
no. Awful, fucking awful. Can't wrestle, can't talk. Can only fucking eat Big Macs.
Put it this way, right? See the promo work between her and Basil over the past month?
Oh my god.
Fuck, suicide lines went through the roof.
Yep. Up next, Nikki Cross. Worse. Never enjoyed Nikki Cross. Never.
The gimmick's fucking
never,
awful.
Period. Even when she was tag teams with Alexa Bliss, I thought it was holding Alexa Bliss back. Did not see the point yet. And I mean, I don't know what would have happened if they never done this whole Fiend thing, because I'm pretty sure they didn't have that planned a year ago, like they claim. So, I mean, I don't know, but every time they were a tag team, I just thought, why are these two a team?
Get the new suit. Next up, though, we have got the guy who hangs about with AJ Styles, and the fact that AJ Styles
I'm
is
putting
in the
him
worst.
in. I'm putting him in the worst, but I'm going to stick him. due to the fact his height's impressive.
I'd say he's probably, see in terms of who looks like a star, he's probably in the top 5. And I don't even know his name.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably put him... Yeah, but I mean, can I really put him high? Because I think him being with AJ drags AJ down. So
I'd probably say in there.
That's where I was going to put him. Fair enough.
Next up with Peyton Royce. That was a Billy Kay.
Peyton Royce.
Right, fair enough.
Again, worst. I mean, why did they split up the Iconics? I don't get it. Yeah, she's a better ring worker than Billy Kay, but I mean, who really cares?
We're in here,
that's
in here.
Fucking, that's harsh. Come on.
In here.
Nah, I'd stick her behind the big guy like me, probably.
Oh, Brian Horse, the guy's fucking pish, right? Next up with R-Truth. R-Truth should be world champ in that.
I've got to say worst.
Aye, I know, but
I've got to say worst. This guy, in my opinion,
comedy act.
he was great. See when he was doing that little Jimmy thing at the start, fantastic, awesome truth.
Even some of his recent, well, I say recent stuff, probably like 2 years ago when they brought the title first back.
See this 20, oh my god, it's been on far too long. See watching this week's Raw, literally he comes out to the ring to interrupt the Hurt Business, and then, I'm not even joking, a bunch of fucking jobbers that I have not seen here yet came out and tried to win the belt off him. I could never imagine watching Raw in 97, 2001, 2004 and seeing people run out and thinking, who the fuck's that?
I know.
I don't know. I don't get it.
He's going top of the worst. I like R-Truth. He's no bad, man. Right, next up, Orton. I think you could argue this is one of the better runs of his career.
Yep, I mean, apart from Evolution, he was good because he was in Evolution. I think as soon as he left, I think he was shit.
Yep.
I think when he left, I mean, people say it's his feud with Taker. I mean, it was alright, but see his face run his face for, I mean, it didn't last that long because it was that shit. But I mean, I don't think his face was that good. His involvement with Ray, I don't think was that good. I don't think he really did much.
Eddie's down there.
The whole legacy thing, I don't think was good either. Although him punting McMahon, I guess, was alright.
The Triple H house
thing was good.
60-minute makeover.
But the match was dog shit, you know what I mean? And then that was probably the best. But his run on SmackDown was god awful. Him against the likes of Sheamus, Wade Barrett, Alberto Del Rio, Mark Henry.
Big show.
You don't remember that run?
I know.
Remember that time he did the RKO on Henry and he jumped up and touched the toes?
Oh.
The jumping jack thing? What the fuck was that?
Next up,
I mean, the guy, then he got back involved with Triple H, that new stable, the Authority. I guess that was no too bad. The returning Evolution. But to me, this is probably the best Orton we've seen in well over a decade. And
I'm gonna say good.
Yeah, he's like the only good thing on Raw. And I'd put him top of good. Like at the moment, I think he's doing the best stuff.
Yep, he's the man. I mean, I know we're reviewing Raw, but even when we weren't, if I did check out Raw, I'd be looking for the Orton clips.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on here. We've already ranked Ricochet, haven't we?
Aye.
So why is he here? Oh fuck! We ranked Cedric Alexander as Ricochet. It doesn't matter. I mean,
that's probably where Cedric Alexander would go anyway.
Right, Ricochet's fucking. He's in front of these ones.
Just a bit.
Right, next up with a guy I don't know. I mean, I would say it's Rene Dupree. Would you not say it's Rene Dupree?
That could have been one of those people that ran down and tried to attack R-Truth.
Right, we'll see for that reason he can go in this department. Right, Matt Riddle, I hate that.
Awful. Fucking awful. I can't, like, last week he's selling a fucking ankle injury and he jumps in the ring and does this fucking celebration.
And we think he sold the wrong foot.
Yeah, so, I mean, absolute garbage. Gimmicks go nowhere. Don't like him. I'm putting him in the worst. And not the worst because he's been booked wrong, just the worst because he's...
Where is he going?
I view him as like a Cedric Alexander to Lassa.
Right, Shayna Baszler. The promos itself.
Oh, she's a lot better than fucking Nia Jax in terms of. I mean, I'd put her above Retribution. Like
I would. Come on, the punches and all. I know it was more than I had fucking. What you described to me made me want to fucking kill myself.
Watch that match and review it.
That's all I'm going. Right, Sheamus, never liked it. Boring bastard.
Yeah.
Big pint of fucking milk with that guy for the
Alright,
Muppets.
fella. I mean, yeah.
No, I'm talking to you.
I'm not a fan of him.
Like, I'd say this guy's really awful, and yet I don't think you can put him much lower than this.
No.
And that's fucking levels, right? Next up with Shelton Benjamin. Like this guy, but
Yeah, he's done absolutely nothing.
he's going in there.
He's just a guy that can work. I mean,
Right, next up we've got the Fiend. And I don't think it's good. I think it's alright. Top of alright, because I think these two have prolonged it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd put him bottom of good. Like, I mean, I think his stuff is good. I know you don't like. A lot of people are complaining and think this Fiend shit's garbage, and they want the Bray Wyatt back.
Fuck off.
The hillbilly guy, the guy that looks like he's from that fucking, the guy that swings on a decking chair, you know, with the hat on and shit. And people want that Bray Wyatt back, but I mean, I don't know. I like the Fiend. And I kind of see at the start. See when I first seen the Firefly Fun, I thought they were burying the guy. I thought, what the fuck's this pish? But I mean, I kind of like the whole aspect where 1 minute he's acting, you know, as this wee nice and friendly Bray Wyatt,
Bill
but then
Rogers or Roger Rabbit, or
whoever that guy is, and then he's turning into this like. I kind of like that. I think it's good, but like I said, haven't seen him last few weeks, and
you get set afire, set alight.
Maybe he'll come back and burnt and toastier and crispier than ever. Anyway, up next,
Miz. Where's Morrison?
I just stick him beside Morrison. Wherever Morrison is, should be good at the moment, but
no.
Yeah, isn't really current Money in the Bank holder. But I mean, you wouldn't really know that. I mean, the guy's done nothing.
Yep. Next up though, we've Titus O'Neil.
Apart from barking like a dog and almost killing himself at the Greatest Royal Rumble, has he done anything?
See, for that Rumble thing alone, like fuck. But that was quite a while ago. It was like near 3 years ago. So
yeah, so
you can join us, brothers. Right, this guy's fucking awful. Otis' his teammate turned heel on him. Aye, well, you can tuck right into the bottom of this fucking list, you dick. Ah, you know what? No, I'll put him fucking there. Right, Xavier Woods. Beside Kofi.
I thought he was the best member of the New Day, to be fair, but
you know what? His recent comments, he can go fuck himself.
I know, slabbering about the Undertaker, screw you. Alright guys, so there is the current, the Raw roster. I believe it's the same amount of people that made the Alright or Above as the SmackDown one. I think SmackDown had 5 on Alright or Above, and so's Raw.
Well, SmackDown just had 5 and alright.
Yeah, I mean, Raw is a pain to watch. Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say Drew McIntyre's a man because he's Scottish. I don't do that shit.
I couldn't give a shit if he was fucking Donald Trump. If he was doing that job what he's doing now, he's pish. Fucking impeach that ass.
Get Grado and Joe Hendry in. Anyway, till next time.
Peace.